Mando, the Empire's here. Where's the exit?
We can't go that way. It's blocked. You can't go that way.
You can't go that way. There's stormtroopers over there. What are we gonna do? Should I cry? Should I panic? What should I do?
It's gonna be bad. I'll handle it.
Two lovers are separated.
Okay, I got this.
What a woman. What a wonderful smell you found.
Let's get out of here.
Well, how are we supposed to get out of this? I don't judge you, okay?
Haha, laugh it up, fuzzballs. Whatever. So yeah, I've been doing a little moonlighting. You know, believe it or not, Ma, the TIE fighter pilot doesn't make so much money, you know, Ma. So, you know, I got a second job. You know, I do a little Death Star DoorDash, if you know what I mean. And you know, it's not bad. You know, it's not a great night. But sometimes, you know, sometimes you get a good tip. Sometimes you know, see a little can. I don't know. But you know, mostly it's just me, you know, driving around and you know, flying around in the old fly tighter. And you know, doing my thing. And, you know, I bring the food, I go in there, they're like, okay, go in the cantina. I go to the cantina, I get the food, you know, flarp, flarp, flarp. I go over there, I see Drex for a little while, and he's like, oh, you've been to Camino in a while. And I'm like, hey, man. So, you know, it's not so bad. You know, his second job, yeah, no, I haven't. I have not told the you know, the higher-ups yet that I am using the company TIE fighter to do a little bit of, you know, I gotta do a little moonlighting, all right? That's no moonlighting, if you know what I mean. Because, you know, I mean, it's not like I got my own TIE fighter, but, you know, these things aren't great on the old hyper gas, you know, whatever we use, dilithium shit. So, you know, I gotta pay for things somehow. And so I get the DoorDash. And then, you know, Linda's biting my freaking neck. Like, oh, why don't you take me dancing? How come we never go to the canteen? You know, because I work all day. I'm getting the tuberculosis. We can't go to the cantina. I'm always at the cantina, you know? And she's like, well, I want to do some dance. And I'm like, you know, that place is full of lowlifes and scumbags all day long in there, in the cantina. You know? I mean, you know, I don't think you'll ever find a more wretched, you know, hive of scum and villainy than that frickin' place. And she's like, well, we never go anywhere. And I'm like, oh my frickin' God, because I'm always working. And she's like, why are you always working? So I couldn't have money, so you want to go somewhere. Oh my God. Oh, ha, ha, ha. Laugh it up, fuzzballs. Whatever. Everybody's giving me crap today. You know, I mean, it's good to be back to work. But, you know, Linda had an incident, if you know what I mean. So, you know, we've been dating a while, and she's like, hey, take me out. We gotta go, you know, let's go dancing. So, I take a couple days off, and I say, okay. Let's go to the cantina, Linda. We'll do some dancing, you know. We will, we'll do all right. And so then we're on in the bar 10 minutes before this Andorian slave girl in the corner, and Linda's like, she's looking at me. And I'm like, Linda, she's not looking at you. And I'm like, if she's looking at you, it's because you got the bandages. You know, she don't know. You know, she ain't looking at you. She's like, she's looking at me. Next thing I know, there's weaves flying everywhere, drinks in my face. I get cut several times. I'm like, Linda, this is gonna show. So, you know, she had to do a night in the tank. And, you know, she's doing better. But then, obviously, everybody all around her hears about it. And now everybody's giving me the crap at work. You know, delicate Linda. Wild cat fighter. You know, underneath all of it. Worth it. So I gotta go out tonight. You know, I'm going out to dinner. Linda's parents are, you know, they were going out to dinner with Linda's parents. And, you know, the Tusken Raiders, God bless them, you know. But we go out to the restaurant. And last time we're there, you know, again, Linda's parents love them to death. But, you know, we're in the restaurant and they're all, and I gotta be like, you know, she wants the pasta. You know, I gotta translate, and I don't know, I don't speak Tusken, you know how it goes. And, so, you know, last time we're out to dinner, Linda's dropping hints, you know, she's like, you know, my speed is so old and so small. And I'm like, Linda, you got a T-88, you know, that's a good speeder. It lasts you a while. And she's like, well, Muriel's got it. You know, we always take her speeder because it's so spacious. And I'm like, Muriel's a hut, Linda. Obviously, her speeder's gonna be spacious because she's a hut. Okay? She's big, Linda. She's a big girl. And I'm not saying it in a mean way, Linda. I'm just saying she's a hut. So, obviously, you know, when you're a big space slug tied up with the space mob, you're gonna have a nice big spacious car to get you, a nice big spacious speeder to get you around. Okay, Linda? You know, if I was making hut money, you know, either one of them, maybe I'll get you a brand new speeder. But for now, you got the T-88. It's not bad, all right? Yeah, it's got a weird orange blob under it when you drive around. Yeah, maybe you can't turn left, you know, the blinker doesn't work. Fine. All right, Linda, we'll you know, why don't we take your car and we get an overhaul? And, you know, we'll get a little tune-up and clean it up or something, you know? And she's going on and on. Oh, Muriel's car is so spacious. Muriel's car is so big and luxurious. Well, you know what, Linda? Muriel is a hut, all right? She's a big old hut. So obviously her car is going to be a little more luxurious. You know, her speeder is going to be a little more luxurious than yours, Linda. All right? I'm not trying to keep up with the huts, if you know what I mean. And so I gotta going out tonight with Linda's parents. You know, I mean, God bless them and everything. But the Tusken Raiders, you know, and they're always saying, you know, when are we gonna meet your parents? And I'm like, I'm a clone, you know. And, you know, last time we're at dinner. Okay, so last time we're at dinner, Linda's talking all the time about saying, oh, well, I'm always going out with my friend Muriel. And she's got her car is so spacious. You know, Muriel's car is so luxurious. You know, we always got to take Muriel's car. And I says, oh, you're dropping hints? Huh, Linda? And she's like, I'm not dropping hints. Her car is just so spacious, you know? And I said, Muriel's a hut, Linda. Obviously, her car's got to be spacious because she's a hut, you know? You fit in a normal seat. And Muriel she's a giant space slug, and also her father is a very important gangster. So I gotta deal with this, right? Like, you want a bigger car, Linda? Maybe get a bigger job once in a while.